What up, what up, what up?
Gang, gang, gang. What's up, y'all?
Welcome to Like I Was Saying with
Your girl, Velvet.
and Fee Baby.
And we got a special fucking guest in here, y'all. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Renee.
Continue. Good morning. You gotta give more today, Renee. You are a
Author.
Yes. Okay.
An aspiring author.
Yeah. No, you gotta
No,
claim
you're
it.
doing.
Okay.
Claim
okay.
it.
I am
She
an
is
author.
there it is. Claim it.
Mhm.
And today, again, we have a special guest, and we'll be talking about her book. But first, like we always do, we start off with just normal conversation. So, how was y'all's week?
The weekend went pretty quickly.
Did you do anything fun?
Well, I went to my baby cousin's birthday dinner on Saturday. We
Okay.
went to Bahama Breeze, and we had a good time.
Ooh, I love Bahama Breeze.
Time with the family.
Yes, yes.
That's good.
Any drinking?
Of course. Of course, especially from the birthday girl, so don't let her try to hide that from you.
Yo, okay. I won't. And what about you, Fee Baby?
It was a lot of ripping and running. I feel like my weekend was filled more with what I wasn't expecting to do. But little known secret, I enjoy doing puzzles.
Oh,
So I spent my Saturday putting together a 500-piece puzzle.
for how long? Tell
Oh,
them how long
wow.
it took.
Okay, I'm getting there. 7 hours.
You took 7 hours.
7 hours.
I
To
guess
do
it's,
a damn puzzle.
Yep.
well,
Hell no.
I
That
guess
is-
it relieves stress.
It does.
Does it? No,
My
it stresses
self-care.
me out.
Because you want
Thinking about
because
it.
you don't have the patience
Oh,
for it.
absolutely.
You don't
not.
have the patience for it.
Guess what you ain't gotta do then? What you making out? What about you, Velvet?
Well, you know, I got some alphabet on Saturday. If y'all know what that means D with the emphasis.
On the D.
So that was very important to the stability of my mind. So I needed
Yes.
that. My sister's birthday was on Friday, so we had like a little sister thing on Sunday, and they cooked all fried foods, which they knew I couldn't eat.
Let me guess, Angelica.
Yeah, yes, all fried, everything fried. But she made a strawberry crunch cake, so I did have a little bite of that because there was cheesecake in the middle, and I love cheese. Oh my god, it was so good. I was like, ooh, this is the devil. But yeah, so yeah, overall just a fun weekend. Best friend came into town and we chilled and hung out. And
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that is right.
you forgot about that piece.
Shout out.
Yes, but other than that, just relaxing really. Reading this lovely book we about to discuss.
Yes.
So, how about you start off with the title of the book and what the book is about?
Okay, well, the title of the book is called The Ancient Ones.
Mm-hmm.
And what it's about is it starts off with a goddess who has been disguising herself as a mortal
Mm-hmm.
and for decades. And she's been going, the book is set in the antebellum South. And so she's been going to plantation, and she's been stirring up things. She's been freeing the people. She goes to one plantation where that the enemy is not just the institution of slavery. The enemy is actually for their souls.
Yeah.
And so she, there's other characters that come into play, and it actually becomes a battle for their souls between the gods and the humans. Fight with the good gods.
Okay.
So
Interesting. Okay.
and a lot of other stuff in between.
We don't want to give too much because y'all got to go buy the book, which we'll discuss later on. But what is your inspiration for the book?
Well, I used to live in South Carolina for a while, and I was really bored and there was nothing on TV one day because I actually do not like slave movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like how they deliver them.
Okay.
It's not always accurate, in my opinion. And so nothing was on. It was that show that used to come on TV called The Underground, and I had been avoiding it, but nothing was on. So I actually, and they were getting ready for the new season, so they were playing the whole first season. So I binge watched it. I'm like, wait a minute, this is different. So it was really good. So as I was watching it, I got thinking I had just started my spiritual journey that I was on. I was like, well, wait a minute. I was like, well, what if these people that did these great things, what if the Harriet Tubmans, the Frederick Douglass, the Nat Turners, what if they had help? Because part of the book is that the main characters brought their spirituality over with them, which is where the gods come into play. So that's how I got the inspiration from that book. I was looking at these characters and I'm thinking, okay, what if they had help? And so I built the story based around that and what I was learning as a newbie in my spirituality.
So how did you come up with the characters? Where did the inspiration for them come from?
Well, I kind of, I don't know if there's different techniques to writing, but as I think of it, no matter where, I just carry a notebook around me, a handwritten notebook. And as I started writing, I started off with the goddess. She was the main thing. And as I got to writing, it kind of developed into something else. And I don't know if it was any inspiration for my other characters. I just came up with the story and gave them a name. With one of the names, one of the main characters, Bahanu, which actually means light bearer, which is a big piece of the novel. So some of the characters' name, I did try to do some research on what their names meant. But I just started writing. I just came up with it and just kept going.
So the main character, her name is?
Well, it's a couple of main characters.
The first main character.
The first main character is Mary Titus. She is a goddess. And then you have Bandy, who was a mortal, but she was touched by Ra, who was a god. And she was pregnant at the time. And that power went to the son, who was actually the, I guess you could say like the hero of the group. He's immortal, but he's immortal with godlike gifts that was given to him from Ra. So
interesting. So are there a lot of male main characters or more so female?
It's probably more males.
Okay.
And that's really important to me because I want to promote the strong black family unit. So I did not want to write this from a feminist viewpoint, which is nothing wrong with that, but I wanted the black male to be very important. And I believe it's actually more males, but as far as who is the heart of the story, it'll probably be a female character.
Okay.
I can see that. I can see that.
But the males are there. I was trying to give, that you need each other. A lot of the males are actually gods, though.
Yeah. But I think you can tell that by the first main character and who her person
her
is.
mate.
Her mate is. Yeah. So I was like, ooh, this is interesting. So yeah.
So I know we read a portion that you have for the book. So what is your goal with writing this book? Or are there any other books that you plan? What's kind of like the trajectory of what you want to do?
Well, people ask me who have read some of it, well, did you leave the door open for a part 2? And I hadn't really, I had been thinking of ideas for another book that was a whole totally different subject, but I haven't really thought that far ahead. I want to kind of get this good and hope people like it, and I guess see where we go from there. But I did leave it open to where if I wanted to continue with the story, I could. So
we leave a cliffhanger and just leave it hanging.
No, I hate cliffhangers.
Okay.
But I left it open to where a new story can be developed.
Okay.
Off of the characters.
I was going to say, dang,
I hate
leave a cliffhanger and then we ain't going to get a second?
No, I hate cliffhangers.
I mean, do you intend to write even after you're finished with this one, continue to write?
Yeah, I can see myself doing that. And the more people ask, well, what are you going to do after? I was like, okay, so now my mind has already been thinking about how can I build off of this. My nephew was over last night and he was saying, well, are you going to do a second part to it? And I was like, well, I really hadn't thought about it, but now I'm starting to think about it. So it took me a long time to do this one, though.
How long?
Probably 4 years. I started on it, and I moved, and other things going on in life. Life happens, and when I moved back here, I just picked it back up, and I just went for it. I think I had sent the portion of it, and finally it only been like 2 or 3 chapters. Like, are you kidding me? This is great. And it kind of gave me the confidence to keep going on it,
Sometimes you gotta let folks know. Let me be happy with where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what's next. I even finished my first love child with the book.
But they love it so much. That's a good thing, though.
Yes.
Because when I was reading, I was like, oh, shoot. Because I'm going to let you know, the first couple pages, I was like, oh, dang. Okay.
Real.
This is real. This is what we're doing, apparently. And I had to get past that. 'Cause I was like, all right. Okay. Here we are. But yes, the first couple pages, when you were talking about specific things, I'm not giving the book away, so don't ask. I just was like, woo, this is hitting some strings here. Hold on. But yes, it's very good. It is very good. Let's see here. So, are there any emotions that you're trying to get out of people while they're reading it, or?
Well, I would like for people to read it to inspire them to do their own research.
Okay.
And you know, it doesn't matter what race or anything, but a lot of times the history that has been taught to us has been not been accurate. Mm-hmm. So I would like if they read this, they might say, oh, okay, what is an Orisha god, or what is Ra, or what is Kemetic, and they do their own research. Because my first love is history. Mm. If I could do it all over again, I'd probably be what you call those people that be digging in the dirt, the anthropologist. Mm-hmm. But I don't like bugs, so I probably wouldn't last that long. But I like history, so I would like for it to inspire them to do more research and to learn their history. My main goal, and I tell people all the time, as Black Americans, our history did not begin with slavery. Correct. Slavery was just, even though it lasted hundreds of years, it's still just a very small part of our history. Mm-hmm. So I wanted people to start looking past that, and maybe, especially with the way times are now, to find their inner strength, to know that they come from such a strong people that can endure, and that a people, which is very important to me, that can save themselves. So
that's important. You mentioned something. I would love for you to share more. You said kind of in the process of you writing is kind of on your path to spirituality. Mm-hmm. Would you mind kind of going in a little bit more detail about what that looked like for you and how you came to start that journey?
Yes. I grew up in a Christian household, and I give respect to all religions, because I feel like whatever path that takes you to salvation, that is the right path for you. But I've always been a reader. But as I started to read on my history, I realized that Christianity is actually a very young religion compared to the other religions. And I asked the question, I said, well, what did my ancestors do? And I've always started reading books, and I would listen to teachers on tapes and things. And I when you first start out, you get hit with a lot of different things. So I just wanted to learn everything. And what I felt most comfortable with was the Kemetic philosophies, which is I don't know, because I'm still a baby, and I can study for 100 years and still don't scratch the surface of what is all out there. But I just felt more comfortable with it, and I felt like that it was the mother of everything. It was the mother of Christianity. It's the mother of Judaism. It's the mother of Islam. If you compare it, if you take the time to study the works from Kemetic and how old their literature is, which was outdates all of it, you can see comparisons where from the Bible, from the Torah, from the Quran, it all comes from Kemet, which Kemet is what they call today Egypt.
Okay.
So I started there, and then as I started there and reading everything, I started learning about other different spiritualities. People, when they hear people talk about Voodoo, or Voodoo as it's commonly called, it's the notion that it's evil, it's pagan. Maybe some people use it for that, but how our ancestors used it, it was just being one with nature.
Got it.
And that also came from Kemet and stuff. So it's all these different. So the Orishas, because I kind of mixed in, I merged Kemetic and Orisha with my gods. Some of the gods come from the Kemetic mythology, and then some of my gods are coming from the Orisha philosophy. So the journey, and I'm still on that journey, and I'm just trying to be a better me. I do, just in case anybody's out there wondering, I do believe in God. It's not that we don't believe in God. There is a
Right.
God.
Mm-hmm.
And so just learning to become one with myself, get to know myself, to be the better place in peace, different things like that.
Mhm.
So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
It really is. Sheesh. Maybe I need to do something like that now. I'm terribly. That was the subject I hate the most was history.
Oh,
And maybe it's just because they didn't really teach much besides the normal stuff.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't care about this.
I was
So I
searching for self.
Yeah.
And I had to know because I wasn't liking what I was seeing. It was so contradictory to me.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all humans and humans make mistakes. So I just said, okay, yeah, let me go and find out what's best for me.
Right.
And see what we can do. And so
Here you are.
Yeah.
Writing a book.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
Killing in the game.
Mhm.
So one of my favorite things was like the ancestral connection.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you, I know you spoke a little bit of it, but how did you truly come up with those connections between like the people coming over
Mm-hmm.
into America or wherever they were sent to, and their connections from the mainland?
You mean the people coming over, the humans,
Yes, the humans.
and
sorry.
their connections
Yes.
with their gods, or is that
Yes.
okay? Well, as far as the ancestors, energy can't be destroyed.
Mhm.
So when they die, their physical body is not here, but I believe that their spirit, and I think even with Christian people, they believe they go to a place that the soul doesn't die. Is what
Correct.
so with the ancestors are our first line of defense. We are them, they are us.
Mhm.
They are so invested in us to do better. That's why you have a lot of probably, I'm not sure about this, but if not all, pretty much almost all of African spirituality pays respect to the ancestors.
Mhm.
It's very important for us to do that because they guide us, they protect us. And how I came up with the idea is learning that with my role to spirituality. So I wanted to put that in there. That was big for me, to know that you can that you have someone that is not here with you anymore, but that's still looking out for, that's still fighting for
Yes.
you from the spiritual realm.
Mhm.
And that's how you can continue on.
So like family members that have passed away.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's your bloodline.
Okay.
It's your bloodline. Like even so, we're here in what's this 2021. If we go all the way back to the beginning of time of our particular bloodline, those are your ancestors, and and wherever they are still fighting for you. They're still helping you, looking like a guardian angel,
Mhm.
so to speak. They don't die. They're just on the ancestral realm.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
So it seems like you very much subscribe to that notion that does occur in our actual world, not just in the book, but it translates to our world as well.
oh yes, very much so. Like I said, I'm still learning my spirituality, but a lot of people they do altars to the ancestors, and they light candles. They leave things that they might want, what their favorite thing was. So yeah, I do believe that the ancestors are real. I do believe in that philosophy that they can help, and they hear us when we call them when we need them. So
I find that interesting. I think that's been topics even currently with African Americans, Black Americans trying to connect back to where they're from, whether that be from anywhere, but ultimately they were enslaved and taken to places that were not where they were raised, and they're disconnected from the motherland. How do you think that connects to how a lot of African Americans, Black Americans are now trying to find that piece of them?
it's very difficult for Black Americans. It's only so far that we can go back because of records. Some are luckier than others. The connection is in the blood, the memory of the blood. We're always going to be Africa's children. However, let me back up. I want to say this. They were Africans here in America before the slave trade.
Yes.
A lot of them were mislabeled as Native Americans. I think one of the tribes, the Seminole tribe, is a Native American tribe, but they're Black people. So not all of African Americans bloodline came from the slave trade. Some of their
mm-hmm.
bloodlines were already here. But I think that when trying to trace it back, it can almost be very difficult to do so. All you can do is try to find out maybe what where your bloodline came from, what part of the continent you came from, and maybe start there and say, okay, well, my DNA says that I come from the Yoruba people. You might not know who your great grandfather was, but you know that your bloodline says that you have Yoruba in your bloodline. Maybe you can start there and research, but you're just going to have to figure out a way to find peace. I suggest that everyone make a trip to Africa. It's, to see for themselves, to be there, but I think that over the course of time that African Americans have done a phenomenal job of creating their own culture. So, and a lot of people might get mad at me about this. I love my African brothers and sisters. I am, I love that. But I do acknowledge that we are now a different culture. So I don't get mad with people who say, this is my home, I'm not going, that's on, on you, what you want to do. But I think it's always good to know where you came from, even if you don't want to go back there, but just to know where you came from, what language. And that's what started my journey, because I knew that my ancestors were not Christians. And so, and I wanted to know what they were and what they, so, but like I said, I do not knock it, because it's still a part of the same, it comes from the same tree. So,
So have you ever been to Africa?
No, but I am planning a trip for next year.
What part?
Well, Jasmine is working on that, so we're trying to see. I do know that one of the places would be Egypt, and so we're thinking maybe Ghana, but I don't know yet. So when she looks at this, Jasmine, I've been working on it.
Tell her again, work on it quicker.
That's exciting.
It is, because I've always wanted to go, and I think you know that too. When because I wanted to go for my 30th, which was last year, but then COVID hit, so that was a whole other thing. But yes, I always wanted to go. Egypt was my main place, and then go from there. But
it's so much history there, and this relates to you as well, because the DNA testing that we did was on the maternal side. And our maternal side said that our bloodline comes from Sudan, and there is some Yoruba in there, the Hausa people. So that's your bloodline as well.
If y'all didn't know, this is my cousin. That's hilarious.
You were just talking about taking tests and figuring out kind of where your lineage is right before.
I sent it to you. It's off the matriarchal line. So
interesting. Yeah. I definitely want to go to Egypt before I go anywhere else. But yes. And we'll go. I just always wanted to go. I was just like, it has to be like what I think in my head. I really think it's like great, and I'm like, it's going to be that way.
Right.
It's going to be really sad because
it will.
But that's all I feel is like it's going to be so good.
It is so beautiful.
So I'm excited for that for sure. Let's see. So my question, I know that you said you don't like the slavery, movies, things of that nature. So what made you write the book in that setting?
I did it because I wanted to give my take on what people were like during that time period. I just refused to believe that that they all bended, or that they needed outside help. And one of the greatest stories I can think of is Nat Turner. He and what he did, and the sacrifice he made, and results. But he did it on his own. When you look at certain other slave movies, they have a white savior. And I don't believe that was always the case for them to get their independence. So there was a point for me to show, okay, this is what happened, and they actually figured a way for themselves. So I put some things in it to reflect the time period, but I tried not to write it like a slavery book. It was more. My nephew says it's a sci-fi book. So so I try to make it. What I'm saying, that's just what they were and where they were at
that time.
Yeah, the battle became much deeper than that. So.
Okay. So you writing in that space, like how was your experience writing from that space? Like, I understand it wasn't your point to write in the slavery times, but writing in there, was there any emotions that you were going through while writing?
No, it wasn't. I have listened to a couple of slave narratives, but it's facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, if you ask me that, when we go to Africa and I go into Ghana, and it's a whole totally different thing. But when I know what happened, to the best of my ability, that I can probably think the worst thing and then multiply that to the 100th power.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't get emotional. I just wanted to be realistic. I wanted to give a picture that showed what the conditions were for them, and that when we think of the first generation of enslaved ones, the ones that were old enough when they were captured and brought over here, they brought their spirituality with them, and they passed it on. I think eventually it might have died out, and then people had to do things to survive, but they brought it with them. Haiti, most of the people that went to Haiti were from Benin, which is known for voodoo. They took it with them. When Dessalines, who was one of the leaders of the Haiti revolution, the uprising, and they gave credit to their gods. Ogun. This is how, because they trying to figure out how can these enslaved people who have no weapons, no organization, beat the French army, the British army, and defeat them and run them out. And they said their gods came to help them.
Yeah.
So wherever they went, the Africans took their spirituality with them, and that's what I was trying to convey, that they brought it with them here, and that is what helped them get out of the situation that they were in.
Why do you think that the spirituality or what was brought over died after a certain period of time?
I think that it was forgotten. I think that as you go down through generations, you become used. Acclimate to your environment, and no matter how much I can think I know, I probably wouldn't survive. It's that terrible. So when you talk about survival and what to do, you forget about it. And as the generations, or as the families, you got to think about a lot of the families were separated if they came together, and then if they had children or if they got married, they were separated. So the stories couldn't be passed down that way. But I think that it was part of the one of the cruelest things that happened with the slave trade was breaking up the families, was separating the men and the women and children, and taking away their spirituality, their names, their language, to the point where 4 or 5 generations down the line, you don't know what somebody. You're speaking like we're speaking now. So you're looking at a newer African that comes in, you're looking at him like they're the crazy ones, because this is all that you know.
Yeah.
So I think that that's what happened with it, and religion was used as a tool, as a weapon against them, to where this is what you had to do. And at the time, I don't know what choices they had to make, but some kind of way, somebody remembered, because we still know about it today. So it did survive. It just did not survive in the way that it did when they were still over in Africa, but we know about it. So
it's like the relics, artifacts, things
right?
Like that.
Yeah.
So it's more or less word of mouth. You're not able to be surrounded by the culture. That's very difficult. Imagine to try to pass on to your lineage.
Exactly. So it's something that you think about. Now, when you were talking about the feelings, now I think about, as I was listening to the narratives and stuff, I did think about my ancestors and what they went through, and I was like, well, you know what? he or she was very strong because I'm here.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So he survived or
Yes.
she survived because I'm here. So I think about that when I think about the past and stuff. But that's why it's very important to kind of give respect to the ancestors in whatever way that you feel comfortable doing because they survived to get us here.
Mm-hmm. Very true. They went through a lot.
Mm-hmm. But they made it.
Yes.
So, like, from the perspective of Mary, how do you feel like she dealt with watching, the people of her lineage go through what they were, being enslaved, and there was really not much that she was able to do, and there were parts where, if she was doing one thing, if there was anything that she was influencing, that there was another side to that coin, if you will, that she was influencing with her not mortal power. So how do you think that her feelings as a character were to see that?
I think that it was probably very difficult for her. My spirituality teaches us that we are God, and not to be blasphemous of the Most High, but that we're made from God, that we have God in us. So I think that she was actually looking at herself going through those things and not being able to actually reveal who she was and just handle it like a goddess could do.
Slice them all up.
Yeah, that she had to sneak and do it and try to influence and whisper, but I think that she it became not good enough for her. And so she decided to step over the boundaries, which she knew she was risking her own existence to do it. But I think she was looking at and seeing it as if it was being done to herself and knowing what the people used to be.
Right.
What their status in life used to be and how great they were, to seeing them at this level. I think it grieved her very much to see that. And she felt like it was worth the risk.
Okay. So I know we, as we mentioned, read some of the beginnings of the book. I know you're still working, and actually I'm sure you have a thought process behind it, but you're still working it into physical form. How is that coming along for you?
It is coming along really well. It is actually completed.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get it on Amazon.
Okay.
So I'm just I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks I can tell you that. Okay, go to Amazon, guys, and get it there. So just looking over that. So it's done.
Are you gonna put it in physical form as well?
I am.
Okay.
Oh, I would love to have that on paper, physically feel it. Because it's been different, because you sent us like a digital form of it. So it's been different kind of scrolling.
And the grammar was all messed up in the version I sent you.
Well, that's why you got an editor.
It's been cleaned up, and I ended it. So and I'm happy with it. For the most part, and so I'm hoping that everyone likes it, and it kind of opens up a new conversation to not to convert anybody, but to just want to dig deeper into understanding their history prior to slavery and what maybe their ancestors believed in.
Yeah, what their spirituality maybe be able to find.
Because you don't have to change it, because I really, like I said before, I think that that Kemet is in every religion that there is. I think it's the mother.
You'll find it into something else.
Definitely. So
that's super dope.
So before we move on to our topic of the day, let people know where they can at least maybe follow you. So like you have your Instagram or Facebook, so that they can get updates on when the book is out.
They can find me on Facebook under Renee Archibald.
Spell that.
It's Renee. And then Archibald.
Okay.
And they can email me. You can put the email out.
Oh, what's your email?
It is Archibald 1933 at gmail.com. And I'm working on the Instagram.
Oh, yes.
I'm working on it. I'm not a social media person, so this is bringing me out of my shell to do it. So I'm working on it, but I'm hoping that that I can have it available for everyone by the end of the month, which is only like a week away. So
that is so exciting.
That is very exciting.
Yeah,
that's big.
Yeah, so you definitely gotta let us know, and we will also at the bottom put all of her information there, and y'all make sure y'all hit her up so you can get those copies.
questions.
We'll definitely make sure to drop you some love when it
Yes.
drops.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And the book name again for us?
The Ancient Ones.
Yes.
Yes.
So we're gonna go ahead and drop into our topic of the day, which is how should you dress on your first date? So we're gonna let our guest go first.
Oh, I think you should be comfortable, but sexy and classy at the same time. Show off your best accent, whatever that is.
Okay.
But also keep it classy because you don't want to come off as too
Fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too eager.
Give just a little bit for him to kind of,
little taste.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like when you're in the mall and they give you a little sample.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Show a little cleavage, not the whole.
Yeah. So just, like this. Just
Yeah.
a little bit like this. Where you can see a little bit of the crack, right? Just a little bit, but not the whole bosom.
Yes, and just make sure your hair and nails and everything is done, and
So what would be like if you right now were to go into your closet, what would you pull out to ensemble for your
my closet.
Why you say it like that? Dang. You ain't got none in your life.
Heels is a must. I would definitely wear heels. Maybe some form-fitting pants and a sexy top.
Okay. Do you have any colors in mind?
I'm a black girl, as you can see. I
like it.
My best friend always fusses at me all the time saying I need to put some color in my wardrobe.
Well, you got the earrings. I see
Yeah,
you. You got a color in the earrings.
My unks have no leave on without my unks. But I like reds and stuff. But what you feel comfortable in, because if you're uncomfortable, you're not gonna have a good date.
True.
So you can't wear what somebody else gonna wear. If you're not comfortable walking in heels, don't wear no doggone heels.
Because you're gonna trip and
You're
break
gonna
your
trip or
ankle.
you're gonna be walking funny. You be comfortable and cute. Yeah. So that you can enjoy your first date.
Exactly.
Or if it's something totally wrong, that you can get away real quick. Go to the bathroom and go out the door.
Okay. True.
I've done that before.
Take them shoes off and she's a track star. Fact. So what about you, Fee, baby?
I think either a good bodysuit, like a jumper.
I love those.
I'm definitely not a heels girl. Never been in my life. I just can't walk in them to save my life. So either a cute sneaker, like an accent sneaker, or some really cute sandals, like strappy sandals.
She'll probably wear sneakers. If you look at her closet, that's what it is.
But I love the jumpsuits though. I love them. Yeah.
It's just so easy. I don't have to pick 5 or 6 things to come together.
Absolutely.
You got one thing.
Yep.
Put it on.
Yep.
I put this one on backwards this morning. I went and pulled it up. I was like, all right, it's time to tie it. I was like, why is it not tying? I would even pull it up. It's like, oh, there's the tag. Well, that might be my problem.
I can't with you.
But the only issue with the jumpsuit is you got to come out this whole bit to put it to go to the bathroom or to fix it. The whole body had to come out of it.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is.
I don't think I've ever. No, I have one jumpsuit.
But the one trick pony right here, I ain't gotta. I'm just throw a necklace with it. If I wanted to be adventurous, I could put some heels with it too.
Which you would never do.
Do you like what about the wedge heels?
Nope, no. She absolutely hates.
Oh, she hate. That's worse than.
I think somebody we talking about that too.
Okay.
I always use my ankle surgery as the reason why I don't wear heels.
Okay.
I didn't wear them babies before I had my ankle surgery, but my ankle surgery allows me an excuse as to why I don't.
I don't go too high myself. Now my daughter can wear them high heels. I can't do the high ones. 4 inches might be the best I can give you.
Yeah, I used to wear these 6-inch ones. Baby, they was fire though.
I know they were.
In college
sexy.
too?
Yeah.
Woo!
They're
Baby,
very
you couldn't
sexy.
tell me nothing. You heard?
Very sexy. Heels are very sexy.
Yes. I think it does something to your legs.
It does. It does.
Even if you ain't got good looking legs,
it makes you
put
feel
on
like
heel,
you
you be like, I'm stunting.
and it lifts your butt too.
Yeah, and I ain't got no booty, so it make it look good. You heard?
You poking.
Poking, pop.
There you go, pop. There you go, baby.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I think a cute pop color is good for first dates.
Like
you throw
what?
a pink in there. Like if I wore this, I'd wear some type of a green to pop from it, like a clutch, or the shoes would have a red in it.
Yeah.
Just to kind of, I don't know, make it
give
fun.
it flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do pink, so nothing will be pink for me. But I just don't. But I'm a red and a blue.
What you gonna pull out on them?
First date in this state, because I don't wear heels anymore.
Okay.
Would probably be a skirt, a nice shirt, and some sandals. That's it. Or a nice dress and some sandals will probably be it. Depending on where we're going,
right,
as well.
Right.
So if we're going like to the Top Golf or something like that, I'm probably wearing tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that prickly stuff on my feet. Yeah.
Ooh.
What?
So you brought up another good, like,
subcategory?
Yes.
What?
What's a nice first date?
I don't like to be bored. So if you say we're just going to dinner, I'm good. I can go to dinner by myself. But I can make my dinner. You need to excite me. So I need to be doing something. So race car driving.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. That, you know me. I'm hitting it.
You're going to come back needing another surgery.
That's what you did. Or like, I'm trying to figure out my best first date. We went, what did we do? Oh, we did basketball.
Ooh.
So it was,
You loving basketball too?
Baby. You know, it was basketball. We did, like, it wasn't Top Golf. It was back in the.
Who won whose heart?
Me, baby.
You won his heart.
With threes. I'm hitting them threes. I ain't gonna do all that. I'm gonna just step back and hit it. You heard? But basketball, and then because I told him, I said I don't like boring, so he was like, all right, I'm gonna pick you up and we just gonna go. And so he did, like he picked everything.
Don't tell me that. I love it. You got it planned out. Okay.
Yeah. So basketball. Then we had lunch. It was like an all day thing. Basketball, lunch. We walked the trail, and then we went to the movies. And I said, bitch, you coming through?
Yeah, that was a busy first day. That was all.
It was, and I was like, why don't men do this? But we're gonna leave it at that. But yeah.
Well, it sounds like you enjoyed his company, because that would have been a horrible day.
But
basketball, y'all won't click it?
Yeah. Well, you know me, if it ain't clicking, I'm gonna just like, you know what? I forgot my son had this
Just like, I forgot my son.
I gotta go.
I forgot my son. He at the house. My bad.
Yeah, we use the children all the time. I've done that before.
I have definitely.
I ain't got a child to use the dog. My dog gotta go out.
Yeah.
I gotta go let him out the
But you can use your nieces. Bye. You always got them. You know what? My sister said something, and I gotta go pick up my niece.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Auntie Judy's call.
Yeah. Facts. So what about y'all? What about you?
A good first date. Will probably be, like you said, interaction. I don't know about no doggone basketball.
You know, sweating.
You don't want to love basketball.
Maybe a sip and paint.
Ooh. A lot of men don't like to do that, I've realized. Because I haven't.
If they want to get kudos, they'll go along with it.
True.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, no, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Or like you said, a Top Golf. Pool. I like doing pool.
I haven't done that.
Yeah. Drinks and pool halls. Okay with me. I'm not.
You don't have. It don't have to be no fancy dinner and no. What's the Ruth Chris?
I like that place too. But
Just go ahead, add that to it.
I mean, I can get in where I fit in.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Ain't no cheap date.
She said at McDonald's.
McDonald's.
But I am a dinner and a drink type of girl.
Person.
Yeah. But I will do now. Maybe later on, like I want to do the white water rafting thing and stuff. So I do like doing activities and stuff like that.
Have you done that?
No, I haven't, but I
Child,
want to do that.
I'm scared.
I'm trying to be with somebody's son and flip
But
those.
by the time we get to that point, we're going somewhere else, so we got to have a hotel room. So I'm knowing him because
at that point,
doing stuff like that. So I want and travel. He can get me with just traveling, and we can go. I gamble, so casino trips are always good for me.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Well, y'all heard her. If you're liking what you see, go ahead in the comments and say I'm trying to holler at Renee. Are you taking them?
Am I what?
Taking. Oh! Just kidding. We're gonna skip over some people.
No, I'm not married. I'm not married.
That's not what I'm saying, but we're gonna keep it at that and keep it pushing. Okay, we ain't gonna go too much.
What the tax document say?
Exactly.
Single or married?
Facts though, it really do. Single, married, head of household.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So what about you?
I want to go to a museum or a trail. So I've been to a trail before. It wasn't for the first date, but it was interesting. It was, I think, on our second date, and that was interesting because you really get to like
Have conversation.
I think with the museums, you're seeing a lot of things that ignite certain conversations that you wouldn't just have being just in one sitting, being stagnant in that one area. So and also I move a lot, so just sitting and meeting someone for the first time and having to sit there and like not fidget, get up, move is a lot for me. So I think a museum, it's just like I said, just the plethora of things. Any museum, honestly, would be really nice. Like it just sparks so many different random conversations.
Yeah, he would have to be a talker. When you go to places like that, because you can't have no boring person.
Oh my God, that would be
that'll set the tone. I won't be seeing you again.
Yeah. It'd be the quickest tour to the museum ever.
Absolutely. So yeah, I was supposed to have one, and something happened with it. But I was really upset. I was like,
I remember.
Yeah, I was really excited. I was like, a date at the museum. I think that's really
interesting.
Yeah.
It's different because I've never been to a date at no damn museum. I wouldn't say that I wouldn't. Not a date. No. Date as a kid, it usually was movies and food. That was it. It was like, oh, let's go to movies and let's get food. So that's why I was like, I was tired of it. That's why I said, as an adult, I don't want none of that.
Right.
You can add it. That can be an addition, but that's not what we're doing. We need to do more. I can't just do that. But with first date, are there any expectations? Like, are you a type of person that you'll split the check, or does he have to pay, or
you kissing afterwards?
Like, what are your expectations?
Y'all booze for life now. That's my boyfriend. That's my girlfriend.
Not at the first date.
I'm just trying. Hey,
a
lot of people got different expectations in life, man.
If that's your expectation on first date, I feel like
people
something
asking
wrong.
who calling you on their first date.
Who calling you?
Yeah. Who calling us?
They might have said that they were being rude with the phone. I expect him to pay. I do. On my first date, I do. I'm old fashioned, I suppose, but yeah.
So when do you think you would pay or split the check?
After we a couple.
Okay. After we gotten past the several days. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And it be on his birthday.
No. Birthday anniversary.
No, but after a couple, then I would do it and surprise them and do things like that. But at the dating stages, no, I don't think I will pay.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, no. I agree.
I agree.
I paid for a first date one time, and that was not on purpose.
Right. So his card declined or something?
She said not on purpose.
Not on purpose. So I met. Have I said this story before?
No.
Oh, so I met this gentleman at the place, and this was one of the things that I didn't like to do. It was at Applebee's, but I was like, okay, cool. But it was just that, and like I told you before, I don't like it, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna give him a chance. And so we get there, we're talking, blah blah blah. The person bring the check, and he's like, oh shit, I don't have my wallet.
Oh, the oldest damn. Really?
And I was like, I literally looked at.
You should have said, I'll be right back. I use the bathroom and walk right the hell on out to your car. That's what you should have did. You said, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the restroom. He would have thought, and he would have been left with that shit. Or you could have went to the later and said, I need to pay for what I had.
Yeah,
and I just in your car.
I think at that point I just was like, you know what, I just paid for.
Did he like?
No, I didn't talk to that motherfucker after that.
Because he might have, maybe he really did leave it.
There was nothing.
Oh, okay.
There was no conversation after that. No.
Did he order a lot?
No, he didn't. I think overall it was maybe like $35.
Okay.
But still, at that point, I was not expecting to pay anything. But if I was expecting to pay anything, it was mine.
Right.
Which I think at that point I had added. I mean, like got chicken or something.
Yeah.
So my shit was like $10.
Right.
And I had water. I didn't have nothing to drink. So no, I was even trying to be cheap. Like, okay, you get a $10 meal, and I got a water, no alcohol,
and
then your wallet. Bitch has left your wallet.
Most men not going, especially they're going on a date.
Exactly.
What's really funny is that happened to me as well.
Where do y'all meet these guys?
So what's funny is it was literally right when we met. We drove separately. When I met them, they were like, "You're not gonna believe me." He was like, "I left my wallet."
So you're a little bit different.
He said, "But I will send you the money, like as we're sitting together in the booth.
Oh,
So
okay.
we sit down, he's like, "Get whatever you want, yada yada," and he literally, no lie, cash out me plus the tip while we're sitting
okay.
there.
So that's
he
different.
Really did. That's
It is
different.
different.
Because
That's
George is
different.
up front.
But
Yeah.
most people at the drop of that would have been like,
But if he said he was gonna do that, then
Yeah. Yeah.
you still have no
That's different.
reassurance that he gonna do that. Y'all
True.
can see the whole thing.
Whole
He's
thing.
like,
But
kidding.
I'm just gonna pay for mine at that point. But
Yeah.
yes, I was young at that time, and the me now, if this would have happened, I would have said, "Excuse me, ma'am, you go ahead and split this. I got the water and the chicken with the broccoli. He got whatever
Yeah.
he got,
And walk
and I'm gonna
around.
go ahead and bounce." But back then, I was trying to be, I don't know,
Yeah.
whatever, and I just was like, "You bitch ass."
Well, it was a learning experience.
Yes,
It was a learning experience.
it was definitely something, and that was the last. And then he tried to hit me up, and I said, "I'm sorry, who is this? Wrong number." But no, when I was talking about it, I put on my man voice,
Oh God.
and I'm like, "Hello,
You know what?
hello, no,
It's
you got
not,
the wrong
it's
number,
not me.
wrong number."
Thank you.
But that's
Now you can just block them.
fact.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just block them now.
And
She
just out,
enjoys playing with him more.
I do, because I be getting a lot of Africans, unfortunately,
Mhm.
through like Facebook and Instagram, trying to
Mhm.
talk to me, and I'm like, "Sir, stop. No, one, you're all the way in Africa.
Oh, they're in Africa.
They're
Oh,
in
I
Africa.
thought you meant that they were
No.
here and it's an African. Oh, they're in Africa.
No, I've definitely talked to Africans. No,
Oh.
they're in Africa, and they're like,
they're
you
trying
know,
to run that
try
chip,
to.
that chip.
And I play with them for a little bit. I do. I play with them. I'm like, yes, you're so great and handsome, and I can see us together. Bitch, no, I'm just playing. And then when they're like, well, can you send me? And I say, yeah, I got you. And then I'm like, hell no, get off my shit. What? Stop trying. No, save your coins over there. Stop trying to take mine. But yeah,
That's how they got their coins. They got the
Dad,
damn
send me
coins.
some money, because I bet you
They-
got some for
they
somebody.
do.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
they
send me
do.
a stack or two. I'll take it. I'm not gonna give you my account number. You can send a cash out.
So y'all giving y'all getting a little kissy kiss on the first date? Y'all giving yourself a little bit of
Depends on the vibe.
I would agree.
Yeah, on the vibe, if the attraction is there, the chemistry is there.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Because we're all grown folks,
Yeah.
you know.
But I think I usually do a hug. Is what I usually. You get a hug, not a what?
You don't pat the back. do
No,
you?
no. I give a hug,
little trick
and then that's usually about it. It depends on how. I don't. I'm trying to think. I think maybe I've only given one kiss on the first date,
Okay.
but that's really because I was feeling the first thing.
Right. Yeah.
But past that
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
no. I don't know where your lips been. You've probably been on a bunch of first dates. I'm good. I don't know what you've been kissing. You probably kissed
That
on
is
the
true.
other night,
That is true.
and it won't mind, so we good. But no, I'm good. You give a kiss?
typically not.
Mm-mm.
Typically.
Because I know you
not.
told me one day you did a whole.
I definitely rolled up. He said, "No, sir. Nope.
a whole body roll.
Go ahead and back. He said, "What?" I said,
You kissing me on my lip.
I think if that feeling is there, and that mutual, and
Right.
if we had, and I think it's also a conversation of, I think with understanding what both of your dating lives are like, are you both out, and again,
Right.
if someone's being truthful with you, but if you are out dating multiple people, if this is kind of, we talked for a bit, we're kind of dating each other to see what happens, then that's different too.
Right,
I think I'd be more
yeah.
inclined
Yeah.
to want to do that at that point in time.
Okay. Well, again, it's your girl Velvet and your girl.
B Baby with our special guest.
Renee.
Yes, author Renee.
Yes.
And again, we'll go ahead and put all her handles and stuff in the comments down below, as well as on our Instagram page, so y'all can go ahead and follow, and make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, tell everybody about our podcast. And
Life is tough, my dear.
You want ready? You want
life, I'm weak. You can
Life is tough, my dear.
Life is tough, my dear, but so are
you. And just remember, each of you are beautiful, and to never stay what?
stagnant
In your motherfucking life. Deuces.
Bye.